Today we have Tony from Zoo Ost Ltd with us, and he is joining us on one of our regular osteopathy clinics. So we do these normally every couple of months, and it's a chance for clients of ours to see Tony, and clients of Tony's that are a little bit further away from him to come and see him from the day. So yeah, Tony, tell us a little bit about what you do.
As an osteopath, I'm looking at the body framework, how it functions. So rather than looking at just a specific joint or whatever, or a condition, really what the global effects are to the whole of the patient. And so from that point of view, a lot of the physical problems that the dogs and sometimes exotics that we get come in with are also manifesting as behavioural changes.
Yeah.
And so it allows both of our professions to sort of combine and deal with the sort of the physical inputs or the physical aspects to maybe an emotional problem, and the emotional aspects to a physical problem.
Yeah. So we met Tony a good few years ago now with our elderly dog, who's sadly passed away now, and we saw great benefits, not just physically but also mentally and emotionally and behaviourally for him from seeing Tony, and again with a lot of our dogs that we see now. Ruby is enamoured. So yeah, we're going to bring you along today and just show you some of the clients that he's been working with. We've got some really interesting cases, and then yeah, we'll do a little debrief at the end to let you know how we've done.
Working sort of the adductors, the muscles on the inside of the leg, and then up under the spine.
Can you tell if it's much different from last time?
It's definitely better.
Is it?
She's loading through the legs better, so she's standing better through them. Before she was doing that.
Yes,
so
yeah.
now she's actually taking the loading through them, which actually takes pressure off. So rather than, it's like water taking the most direct route, we want the tendon to pull in the direction it should, so where it pull the patella over to the inside.
Pretty girl.
She would just like to hear me around. You can feel like literally she's like a corn spray. That respect is quite nice. Or your bum in my face.
There we go.
That wasn't moving last time. Now the fact he can do that. So he's scooting on here, but he was walking better. So that's what I want to do, is just hold you up so you can walk.
Hello, mate. I've made a friend.
So what I was thinking of was like almost like just a pad underneath, just to raise. They are actually a lot tougher than you think. They are phenomenally tough. No, I know. Well, none of us could see it last time, could we? No, excuse me. I'm actually have to balance your one leg. Do you know you're actually tougher to move than a dog? The strength of him when he levers against you is really. Right, that leg is feeling really good. Should do some work on this one.
I think this leg is stronger than this one.
Well, they're both strong.
I wonder if he's always had a problem with that leg and I haven't noticed it or something.
There's always been a problem. Look at the shape of that. Okay.
I've never
And
noticed that
and
either.
the spine is doing it, and the pelvis are doing exactly the same underneath. So he's like a car that's got a bent chassis. Okay, you're always going to get asymmetric movement through the legs, as you would with a car with a bent chassis. You get wear on the tyres would be different. That's the other thing. So it's sort of, we're working with that. Now he is still growing.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's not fully grown yet. And that means the more we can do to work with this, there is potential that we can reduce this. Okay, that's why I say.
But the shell,
No, it's right. You're thinking. No, it's not like a house where you built the house and that's it. He's still growing, and his shell is still growing. So if we can alter the forces through that and everything else, then I can actually affect what is going on.
Are you coming to Brighton to do treatment? When are you coming
Celine
to
did actually talk about it, but she hasn't got back to me on
I'm
it
going
yet.
to see, because I'm going to take it
I thought you
back. No, we need to, because this journey is like mad for me. I can't really sleep too much. Just do that, as I say, yes, just do that.
And literally you just calm their heart rate down, everything, and literally you will, the more they can relax, the less they're going to be in pain, because they're not scrunching everything together that's going to hurt, including like muscle spasm, nerves, because if the muscles are tight, they squash the joints together, and that presses on the nerves. You get this domino effect where everything then gets irritated. But the more it hurts, the tighter they get. So the more it hurts, the tighter it gets. So you're in that spiral where it gets worse and worse and worse, and they get panicky and they get upset.
He gets all that. And it's this part, I think he hurts a lot more here than he does here.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. No?
It's all connected. Again, it's all connected. So it's. I used this. I used a new analogy on somebody last week because they were struggling with it. I said, think of him on a wonky railway track, and his body is all the railway carriages. So if the track is twisted, all the carriages are twisted. Now there might be one carriage that's about to tip over, but none of the carriages are all right.
Right.
Okay, so you're going to the one that's tipping over, but actually the whole train is a mess.
No, he's
So,
looking,
yeah.
he does
Yeah,
this
he's-
when he's a little bit.
Yeah, because he
right?
knows something's up, so I'm just going to do some gentle work with it. Let's see if we can calm down. Quite pleased the fact he's actually touching.
That was obviously when I got him, that was so effective.
Steroids, so they can have an effect on the gut. But you do have to have things. It's not like an overnight thing. You need to be on it a long time.
Yeah.
But Metacam was worse.
It was the same thing with the
No, Loxicam's slightly different, and it's less. So abrasive on the gut is probably the easiest way of putting it. And there's
I already have. Lottie, down. Down. Good girl. Down. Down. Good girl.
He shouldn't with what I'm going to do, what I am doing, because I'm altering that. I'm not going to pull him around.
Yeah, he's more interested in that.
Very tiny.
Because he does.
To walk him on the same side.
Yeah, that's the other thing, yeah. You're probably doing everything you should, so
But it's one of these legs
I
he
really
picks
couldn't
up
walk him on my legs.
occasionally, doesn't he? It's like it
it's...
skips one.
Yeah.
back right.
I think, but it's so hard. We're not experts. It's hard understanding.
No, but
that.
sometimes it's different, and sometimes with owners you'll get, no, it's the right, it's the left, actually you're both right. It's just when you're walking them, because you walk them slightly differently, they'll do different things.
Yeah. I mean, we always say like.
So that we get that cross-crawl pattern going. Just do, probably say
Interesting, but all running.
because he'll go into that
To
pace.
breed have got him like immediately.
Yeah, but it's because she scares him, and then he's like alert.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I won't mess with him.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't think that's it.
No, but if
And
he,
also
but
she's a
then,
dog hound.
but also if that does mean the pattern will be broken.
Yeah. Well, yes, but as you said, if he's doing it out of this.
I don't think he's doing it. I don't think it's discomfort. But if you work on walking, then he's going to use the limbs correctly, and the hips and everything. So there's no reason why he's not exhibiting any pain.
I'd love for you people need to see his walk to make sure he's walking correctly. Because I don't.
We're going.
Both the same,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
He certainly seems to be folding both of them over. Start with that head bobby malarkey.
That's normally when they're sort of showing off, isn't it? Some friends of mine had a rescue male and then 2 females, and when the male was out, you'd see the females in the thing, he'd start all this bobbing and that, and it was hilarious. And then one of the females would bob at the water dragon. She fancied the water dragon over, over the beardie.
Yes, we have a lot of head bobbing in our house. Ruby just ignores it.
She
Looks
does.
down her
She's
nose.
great. He sees him, head bobs, blackens his beard,
Yeah.
and she just looks at him as if to say, really?
You're quite active, aren't you, today? Yeah.
We've been saying to them, Zumba time's relax and just enjoy your treatment.
Yeah.
No, no
I'll do this bit.
doctor
Yeah, I'll do
blood
this.
being taken.
No.
I'll do
There's no
this, and then
floods.
we're lazy in a second.
We're not going to be sticking needles in you.
No, not today. Hopefully you won't be sticking teeth. A friend of mine got bitten by one of these. They just latch on. And it was messing about, but he had to wait. It was about an hour before it let go. No, it's not very common.
His teeth aren't.
Yeah.
Ruby's teeth.
Yeah, the razors, aren't they? Yeah. He's only caught me once when we were doing some meds for him.
There you go, you're going to get a full. Better tone,
He's still, yeah, he was up. He gave the fridge a good scene to the other day, didn't he?
Did?
Wandered over, gave it a good head bob.
Good job, lad. Did it not present you with any food?
Yeah, the fridge.
Yeah.
It'd be too
Thanks for the
cold.
path, that's beautiful.
Look at that, that's a beard and a half.
We like all this attention. So we've been a little bit naughty with his rings.
Can you just talk us through a little bit about your wonderful laser?
This laser is pushing light energy into Yolo's tissues to actually allow at a cellular level repair to some of the cells that he's probably damaged with his shoulders, base of his neck. And it's a nice non-invasive way of enhancing the natural healing of the body.
It's quite happily dozing off.
Yeah. That's sort of put him into a soporific state, isn't
Yeah.
I think he enjoys his treatments.
it? He doesn't fight, does he?
No.
It's very better than having his mouth forced open, bits of bone taken out. That's the trouble. John gets to do all the horrible things, doesn't he?
Because they had a trainee with him the other day actually. She was saying they'd had a monitoring.
Oh yeah. They're good fun. I've been treating one of the Nile monitors at Longley, and he made a remarkable recovery. If we're lucky, it'll go on Animal Park because they filmed it. Which would be nice. But he's about 4 or 5 feet long.
Yeah.
King Tut, his name is.
Wow.
It's a great name.
So we have had a great day. Some really interesting patients.
It's been amazing, and
Yeah.
hopefully if you see some of the stuff we've done, you'll realise that it's not just backs that I treat, and it's not just behavioural problems that you guys work with.
Yeah.
It's really the whole welfare and husbandry of our pets, and how as individuals they integrate into the family. We don't do blanket treatments, we don't do blanket training or anything like that.
Yeah.
Everything is bespoke to the individual needs of each and every one of our clients.
Yeah. So my favourite today was Bam Bam, the tortoise. Not only is he absolutely awesome, I might actually stick the lovely picture where he just climbed on my lap and wanted a cuddle, which I thought was amazing.
It is, because they're actually quite a nervous species, so
Yeah.
they're not normally that friendly. So you're incredibly honoured
Oh,
because
thanks.
yeah, and they're the 4th largest species of tortoise.
Yeah.
And when we first saw him, he was 5+ kilos, and he's definitely put on weight. Now
He's
he's
quite
eating
big.
more, and he's moving around. In fact, he was moving around almost too much today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about when you first met him, because obviously I only saw him today. You've told
Yes.
me a lot about him, and you'll see from the clips he was having a great time.
He was having a great time today, but 6 weeks ago he couldn't use his back legs, and he hadn't used them since before Christmas. And yes, I started doing some work with him 6 weeks ago, single treatment. This is probably the 3rd time it's happened in my career. He got up at the end of the treatment and walked away, and bless him, his owner burst into tears.
Yeah.
But this time round, he was charging around, and he'd had some surgery done on one of his back legs, and we weren't able to assess that last time. Whereas, I apologise for the camera shake, that is actually Ruby, who was on my lap, is now trying to operate the camera gear.
Good job, Ruby.
And we were able to assess the whole of both of the back legs because they were suddenly there. And yes, and he's definitely put on weight, he's eating better,
Yeah.
his bodily functions are much better, and his whole character came out. And
Yeah.
you saw him for the first time, but that was unbelievable how he was literally coming out and checking everyone out, and just really engaging in life.
Yeah, so I saw the video from last time you treated him where he just walked himself to the front door.
Afterwards,
And
yeah, I know.
Seeing him today, I would never have guessed that he couldn't use his back legs at all. I mean, you'll see from the footage, but you never know.
No.
And it's just amazing that you can get some animals to that stage where he can just, he's having a great time wandering around the garden on his own.
Yeah, he literally has got his independence back.
Yeah.
And it's... A lot of people say, how can you treat a tortoise? Because there's the huge shell and that. But within that shell is a very recognisable skeletal system similar to Ruby here. And by using the legs, the tail and the head and neck, you can access all those structures in exactly the same way. And you saw when you actually scratched his shell, in the same way if you do it to a cat or a dog on their over their pelvis, they love it. He was wriggling around and enjoying it just as much. So that the senses are transmitted through the shell.
Yeah.
And they've got all those sort of same senses, but they're also highly intelligent. And he twigged what was good and what wasn't good.
I did not know that they could feel stuff through their shell.
Yeah, which is why you have to be so careful with their shells. And we should sort of let you know that his original injuries happened when he was a tiny little tortoise. He was attacked by a dog and was lucky to live.
Yeah.
and this is legacy stuff from that period because his shell is slightly deformed, but because he's still growing, I'm actually hoping we can remodel some of that.
Yeah.
The theory's all there, we just have to find out whether we can do it, but you know.
Yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on him for definite. Is there anything else that you want to...
Well, I think the Czech wolf dog was
Oh my
awesome,
goodness.
just because he was just
incredible.
absolutely amazing. All the clients were incredible. I mean, the little Cavapuchon,
Oh, she's
just
so
little
cute.
teddy bear dog, 9 months old, got slipping patellas, kneecaps, but a lot of it down to how she tries to move. So
Yeah.
we've been mixing the training with the osteopathy, and in a month she's made massive improvements.
Yeah, massively.
And we're hoping that if we can get her good enough, we can avoid surgery, which is
Yeah.
at the moment the only other option for that type of condition.
Yeah.
And really, this is what we do. We push the boundaries. We push the boundaries ethically. You know,
Yeah.
the golden rule is nothing must be suffering. Everything must continue to improve or maintain the improvement. And it is really taking away these glass ceilings that a lot of the time we get told when we're taught, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that. And actually, if you open your mind, sometimes there are things you can do.
Yeah.
And that's what we try and do, you know.
Yeah.
But we work very much. We won't try and tell an owner we can do something. We'll tell them we'll try, but we won't sort of try and convince them that we are actually going to, you know, make massive changes.
Yeah.
But the cases tend to speak for themselves. I
Yeah,
think.
definitely. And I know we've seen a lot of improvements with our personal dogs. I might actually probably do a story time of a lot of our dogs.
Actually, that'd be quite nice. Actually, yeah.
You've worked with quite a lot
yeah.
of ours, and we've seen huge improvements, which is why we're so passionate about getting, you know, lots of people to see Tony, because we have seen massive improvements with a whole host of different issues with all of our dogs.
But
Amber's
also,
come home.
but also, I think if you could show some of the footage of what those dogs were like when you first had them, because I
Yeah.
would not have gone anywhere near them
Yeah, a lot
if
of
I'd
them.
seen what they were like. So yeah, we would.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys will know a lot about our pack, but I think I might do a sit-down video
That'd be
of just
brilliant, yeah.
talking through all of their stories, because I think that'd be really interesting.
So we
If
got-
you've not noticed by now, Amber's come home and the dogs are really excited to see her.
we're boring compared to them. Brilliant. But yeah, please do watch all the videos that
Yeah.
Holistic Hounds do, because these guys are incredible. I feel really honoured to be working with them, and yeah, they just, you know, they will try to help you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be doing some more of these videos. As I said, Tony comes down quite regularly, so I tend to follow him around with the camera anyway. It's very interesting. I think it's interesting watching.
Well, it's nice for me because I don't normally get to film what I do, because I get to see some of the stuff that I only see in my head otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a like and stick a comment below. Feel free to ask any questions for Tony or for us, and we will answer any questions in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more of our content, be sure to hit subscribe and see some more of our content. Thank you very much. Bye.
Take care. Bye.